podcast. Today I'm joined by my new friend Tayler Holder. Taylor, what's up, buddy?
Oh, what's going on, man? How are you?
Dude, I am jacked, man. It's been a fantastic CRS 2023 week. It's always great here, man. I just love it.
This is actually my first CRS like ever, man. And
What do you think?
Let me tell you, it is definitely kicking my butt. But it's been everything more than what I thought it was going to be in a great way. You know, I get to see awesome friends performing. I'm walking by, I see people that I freaking have looked up to my whole life just walking by.
Dude, it's so cool because you get to walk down the hall and meet all these people, and we all put our pants on one leg at a time, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I say we all. I'm not really doing the artist thing anymore. My publicist says I'm not done. I'm just taking a break.
Absolutely.
She's like, 'cause,
we
bro,
ain't ever done.
She's like, you don't look 50, you don't act 50, so you can keep on
even if
doing
you
this
looked
thing.
and acted 50-50 is like
Is
the
the new
is the
30.
new 30. I swear,
Right.
man.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. So you got a lot going on, man. Tell me about musically. What do you have going on?
Yes, sir,
EMT
man. You know,
stuff?
I started as this influencer kid, and I've always done music just on the back burner. I was just working at the craft, trying to like really dial it in and understand it. But I had this great success as an influencer for so many years, man, and I rolled with it for a while as I was working on my craft for music, as that's what I wanted to do, long term for the rest of my life,
Sure.
man. And yeah, I was doing a lot more pop before anything because I was out in LA. I was in that scene. I was doing a lot more pop stuff, and I grew up super small town right outside of Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I grew up on country music. I grew up in rodeos, roping with my dad, like all types of stuff, man. I ended up performing at the CMA Fest last year and doing some cool things with a couple of good buddies like Parker McCollum, Dan and Shay, like all those guys. And man, I came over here, I fell in love with the space, and I'd done some stuff in the country space before already, and I was like, this is never more clear. This is like where I'm supposed to be. God was like, Taylor, this is where you got to be, man. I packed up my things in 30 days. I was in LA for 7 years, and like within 30 days, I packed up. I moved here, and I was like, this is where I want to be. This is the type of music I want to make, and this is what relates to me the most, man.
That's awesome, man. It's one of those light bulb moments, right?
Absolutely.
Those moments in life.
It was so crazy because you have these moments where like, you have those moments where you're like, oh, like I feel like this is what God's telling me to do. This is what I felt like. But like, man, I came over here and it was never more clear because I was always out in LA, and I was like, I feel like I had to be there or else I would fall off, or like in the social space, right? I would be nobody if I wasn't in LA, and you have this stigma in your
You
head.
almost have to
like,
always be on out there.
Yeah, and I was like, and it was almost like, if only you knew, Taylor, like it's like, and so I think that this was a really unique way of him just being like, this is where you need to be, and it was, I took it, I ran with it. I didn't even know, I just trusted him, man. And I was like, I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but I'm doing it, man. And I'm trusting you. So,
Yep. Man, I always say I love the God reference because I always say whether you believe in a higher power, the universe, whatever
Yes, sir.
form or fashion, whatever you want to say. But I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, and I believe, I grew up in a Pentecostal church, and it was always God's writing your story. You don't have to worry about it. But here's the thing, dude. Here's what I believe. I read a book by a guy named Donald Miller, and I'll send you a link to it.
Heck yeah.
It's called A Hero's Purpose, and it's basically, in our story, we can be one of 4 characters. Any movie you watch, there's 4 main characters. There's a villain, there's a victim, there's a hero, and there's a guide. That's really makes up all 4 of any movie that you love, right? The Avengers have a few more heroes than a lot, and a few more villains and victims. But in our story, our personal story, we are writing it.
oh yeah.
We have the ability and we have the capability of writing our story. We can choose to be a villain because stuff comes against us, and a victim, and the world gets us down.
Yeah.
So we take that and turn it, and I want to hurt somebody else. Or you can choose to take what you go through and the things that make you the man that you can be and be the hero, and then you become the guide, right?
What's awesome is like from to carry off of what you said about that is because that's where like one thing like I said, I moved out to LA when I just turned 18. No parents, no discipline, and I was I definitely I effed off for a little bit. I was just living my life, like I was
Sure.
no parents, no nothing. I was just going crazy, man, and but I take a step back, and like after I grew, I've grown up so much in the years I've been over there, even though I'm still so young. I mean, I think I got a pretty good idea of what this whole life thing kind of is as well, in a sense, if I'm still learning every day. I feel like that's like something super important that a lot of people don't know how to do. Like, well, what you said is people tend to hold on to things for so long. They don't know how to like let go, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why like there's so many people that are so caught up on stuff that's already happened, and I think that like for me that like I had to go through like just like the darkest moments to like understand it. But it's like no matter how much you like cry about a situation, complain about a situation, get mad about whatever it may be, or try to get back at these people or whatever, it's never going to change the fact that that moment's already happened.
That's
and
right.
You can't do anything about it.
1 minute ago, you were a different person than you'll be in a minute.
Absolutely. And all you can do is you can take the great parts of that and carry them with you and learn from the bad ones, you know.
That's right.
And I think that, you know, we all forget that, like, you know, it's always like, it's like, why is this happening to me? Why is this right? It's like, it goes like this, like, blame game, or like this, like, you're trying to like play this like victim role of like, why is everything bad happening to me? Like, right? Instead of just kind of understanding, you know, like God works in weird ways, you know, in ways that we'll never understand or agree with sometimes, but you got to just trust the process. And that's what you were saying. Like, you know, like I'm obviously a Christian, but I believe in just like higher power. Like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, I heard someone say it the other day and I was like, that's actually crazy. It's like, no matter if you believe in God or whatever it is, you know, if it, I think it's really awesome that Christianity or any higher power, if you believe in it, it makes you a better person, then that's all that matters, man. Like,
That's
whatever
it.
you believe in, you know, if that's your God, if that's your whatever, if it makes you believe in something and makes you be a better person every single day, then that's real.
That's
know what I
right.
mean?
And in the choosing that, man, that's what I was getting to earlier. If you're a Christian, you believe God is writing your story, but here's the reality, bro. He handed you the pen when he gave you free will.
Mm-hmm.
You're writing your own story. If you listen and pay attention, and you're paying attention and listening to the right things and choosing the right things, then the story you're writing is the right one.
Absolutely.
If you're not and you get off course and you're not really paying attention to what you need to be, then that's when everything goes crazy. So if you have a focus, and I see that with you, I see you have a focus, you're driven, you're business-minded, man, you're mature for your age, that's good. I think you're going to go really far, dude. You've
Thank
already
you,
found
man.
some really good, what I call flash success because of social media, which is great.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's the way of the future.
Yes, sir.
But I think that the longevity is approaching this as a business.
Absolutely.
And approaching it as this is my purpose and this is who I am for now. Because you can always go and be somebody else later, man.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing that with the internet side of stuff is like, you know, getting into it is like, because I blew up as like, it's kind of funny because like I blew up as like a hot guy on the internet, quote unquote. Like I didn't blow up as
TikTok
like
dancing.
I didn't blow up as an artist, so it makes it really hard for me to like be taken serious as an artist because
Sure.
I was this guy that made like cringy freaking videos, man. And you know, it's a blessing and a curse. You know, it's got me to where I am today and the platform that I have, which I'm super grateful for. But it makes it really hard to step out of it in a sense.
Yeah.
And with TikTok, they put you in this bubble of like that's all you're kind of good for. And people are always like, he's all over the place. He's trying to be like this fake country artist now. He's trying to do this, da da da. And I'm like, nah, man. You just grow up. You learn. You evolve. You change, man. Every
you're
day.
gonna
Like
keep
by
doing
the time,
that.
like, and that's what I'm saying is like people are always like, you know, oh, like it'll get better. You'll figure it out. You'll this. I don't really think you ever figure it out, man. I don't think you like this whole life thing. I think you just kind of you adapt to it. You know, it's always changing. It's always evolving. I think you just like figure it out. You know, it's like it's just. You're just getting used to it.
You just keep pushing through it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And you keep making, like I said earlier, the cream rises to the top, man. You just keep making good choices.
Absolutely.
Stay true to who you are, and everything else will. If they don't like it, there are two kind of people in this world: people who love you and your music, and people who are wrong.
Absolutely,
And that's what
and
you
you
need to
know,
look at.
and those people that are so judgmental, I always tell people this too. Like I like to like use my platform to like help people. It's like, man, all these people that like have something to say on the internet and all that stuff are all just as guilty of as you of doing all these things.
Sure.
It's just
We're all
they're too
humans.
much of a coward to like like embrace it and take and that's what I think is so like messed up, man, with this industry is like. From artists to influencers to everything, man. You know, there's so many individuals that get thrown into this at such a young age, man. That like they're kids, man. They're growing up. They're learning. It's in the prime time of doing the worst things in the world and falling flat on your face and getting up and learning like from it. You know, and they just leave no room for maturity. You know, because we have such this like awesome platform. They hold us to such high standards to be perfect at any moment. If we're not, they're like, you call yourself like an influence to people like. And I'm like, nah, man.
I'm
I
just
call
a
myself human, and I'm learning, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
figuring it out. You know, so.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Yeah, and I think I agree, dude. I mean, we could go down that rabbit hole for hours.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? I was just sitting here doing some editing on some of these podcasts I've done over the last few weeks. And I wanted to pop in and say thank you so much for being a part of this with me. It's so exciting, this journey I'm on and where it's all headed, all the new people I'm getting to meet, and all the old friends I'm getting to interview. If you would, down in the description, it has a like and subscribe option and a follow button and a bell. If you guys would hit that notification bell, like and subscribe, and have all your friends do it, all your family and everybody that you know that can come in and do that, that really helps me out with the algorithms, and it will really help my channel to grow the way that it needs to. Again, I thank you so much, and I appreciate all of you very much.
I'll see you in the next one.
But, so let's talk about what you got going on this spring and summer. You got some gigs coming up?
Yes, sir. So I just released a recent single called "Marry You." It's a wedding song. It's nice and pretty. We're dropping the acoustic version in a couple weeks as well on the 24th. And then shortly after that, I think I might do one more single. I have this song called "Doing Just Fine." It's about like the whole life thing and just kind of, it's probably one of the realest songs I've written. But very, very soon, like in the next like 6 to 8 weeks, I would say we're planning on releasing my EP, my first EP ever.
What's it called? Do you
it's
have a name?
we don't have a name for it just yet.
Okay.
We're gonna pick kind of like one of the we're working on a couple things, but we don't know exactly. We haven't really pinned on it. But this is because I was thinking, like I was saying, I was doing like a bunch of like the country pop stuff, like pop country stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that this, because I was doing pop first, I was trying to like find a nice like happy medium there. But country is like what I want to do, man. That's my heart. It's like and I think that this project is gonna be like that step into country, man. I think that it's gonna make people be like, okay, like this kid's serious. He's here to stay. He's it's that like Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs vibe. It's that like it's got a little taste like Jordan Davis. Like it's like some fun stuff, man. And I think it's gonna speak a lot, And that's why I sit back because the music will speak for itself, man. And we're hitting the road. I'm super new to like the live show side of stuff. I've done some awesome things, but I'm really excited to just like get my feet wet, man, over the summer and all that stuff, and just really hit the road, man.
Right on. So you play guitar and write your own stuff?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I write all my own stuff. Usually just like with a buddy of mine, one or two buddies, and I play guitar, piano, drums, and saxophone. It's kind of like random, but yeah.
Yeah, nice. So. Some Dave Cobbs in there.
Oh yeah.
Nice, man. Well, cool, dude. I think you got your head on straight, dude. I think you have a real future, and like I said, I don't know anything. I'm learning every day, and I constantly am learning. And but my piece of advice for you would be stay true to who you are. Stay true to where you're at with your life and where you want to take things, no matter what anybody says.
Absolutely, man.
And you can conquer the world, brother. You've already done it.
100%, man. 100%.
Awesome, man. Actually, first, look into this camera. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Yes, sir. What's up, guys? I'm Tayler Holder. You guys can find me on all social media platforms, just at Tayler Holder. I will be keeping you guys updated with all the new releases and shows that I'm planning. And you can find everything there.
Awesome. Thanks, brother.
Yes, sir.
It's great to have you in the studio,
so much, man.
And everybody, thank you for hanging out in the Stories and Songs podcast. I'm Tim Asher, host. He's Tayler Holder. I'll see you in the next one.